So what is up, guys? Mr. Adam Gaming here, and I am back with another video. And today, we have something actually surprising. I am now being sponsored by Cinch Gaming, and if you enter the code when you buy something, if you enter the code Saturn Podcast and the number 2, I don't know if it's if it needs to be capitalized, but it doesn't. I think it doesn't matter if it's capitalized. But if you enter that code, you get 5% off any product or any thing at that website or thing. It is actually cinchgaming.com, but it's not cinch.com because that is a whole nother website. And that's basically all I'm gonna say about in this one. I guess they forgot to patch that. Like Team 6 caps, that's not supposed to happen. That hasn't happened to me recently, but that probably sometimes will happen between other people. But today I'm gonna explain about about glitches. And as you guys know, glitches could be fun, glitches could be bad. They could be mixed thoughts around it. But man. But glitches, I guess it depends on popularity of the game. Like, let's say a gigantic popular game like Call of Duty, for example. Like, if there was a glitch, it would be patched and known earlier, other than games that that aren't really known. And I don't know why I'm discussing about this. I just probably thought about it when I was walking around or something. I don't know how I thought about this, but it's like if people would notice it more if it's more popular. Like, let's say the Redwood glitch that I did, video that I did a long time ago. And it just kind of changes the way how glitches interact and how they happen. But even if it's unpopular, people can still figure it out by, I don't know, testing it. If they actually have time to. But that usually happens with like smaller games, like let's say RPG Maker games, for example. Those games can actually have glitches, even though they're made with a software, with like an RPG software. It could still have and do glitches quite a bit. And like, let's say games like Halo, like, their community knows a lot where the glitches are often located at some points. But that's basically all I'm saying in this video, is that like, let's say if my game came out earlier and I didn't have time to patch all the bugs and glitches, then I would actually work on them if I had more time. And that's why I delayed it pretty long. And it's mostly because time goes by really fast and blah blah blah, whatever. But at this point, I think it might be canceled. I'll probably talk about that in another video. Mainly because we don't have enough fun not fund, like fan service. We don't have enough fan service to actually work on this game. Wow. And if we had enough fan service, then yes, we would have the potential to make this game. But currently, in a position that we're in, we cannot. But they mainly release, what is esports equipment. I don't know how I switched the topic, but Cinch mainly releases esports services, since they're mainly esports equipment, but whatever. And at later times, I will be reviewing controllers, like let's say the One controller for Xbox One, how it has the back buttons, that are changeable. Like let's say if you buy those, you could change it throughout the website, and you could change it later on with a app that they have, and I think that's pretty cool. But again, with glitches, like let's say a game that is ginormous. I'm talking Witcher 3 and the Witcher series and the Just Cause series, and mainly all of those. They literally have a lot of glitches, mainly because the world either takes too long to load, forgot and a kill ratio, a kill mark, or or it's loading any of the what do you call it? It's loading most things, like it's either loading like NPCs, items, assets, and whatever, and functions. But if that isn't known as fast, then that's gonna be a pretty big problem. Like let's say for example, again we're pulling out the example machine, but let's say if a game has a pre-alpha and it's barely worked on it, that might have quite a bit of glitches for a lot of reasons. Probably because they forgot the texture overlay, which is the texture over the texture to make it like let's say if you're running on a platform and you'll get sunk through it in like a game like this, that means it's forgetting the texture overlay and or the texture layers and stuff. Like let's say outside of map there isn't much texture overlays because you would bump into things and possibly find out a glitch throughout that. Whatever. I'm just trying to make quite a bit of points to clear my argument. But that's what makes a game not have much glitches, because simply for that reason. So again, we will have more news stories, and of course the reason is the redeem code for the Cinch Gaming coupon code is because we're being sponsored by them, mainly because our podcast. You guys should check out the podcast if you want to. Whatever, me and some other people talk about news and gaming, maybe gaming. I don't know. Sometimes it will be mixed, but
domination.
Yeah, it's basically all I need to talk about for it.
You know you're keeping us out, right?
Is that the fact that it's like that. It's is just beyond how people interpret glitches.
Securing C.
Maybe some people interpret glitches that way, but they probably think it's just
Enemy took Alpha.
lazy game developers.
Enemy
Even
down.
though that could be the case sometimes, but again with another topic, that's we mainly like how I let this in, but but there could be some lazy companies, video game companies, like let's say for example Konami. I know you guys probably hate Konami currently, but that doesn't prove my
UAV
point. But
inbound.
it's
All locations
it's like they
secured.
treat their workers like dirt. And that's with a lot of game companies. Like let's say what other company does that? I forgot which ones. Like Walmart and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be gaming.
Now,
It could still be any company whatsoever.
UAV
Um,
inbound.
Or I guess it depends on location. I'm not actually too sure about this. It just I brought it up, but it doesn't really depend on the location. Sometimes it could only depend on the company itself.
Care package inbound.
Like they might not have good guidelines and things to help out their workers whatsoever. And
Counter UAV
that's basically all I need to say about it. But
inbound. UAV inbound.
maybe when the DLC comes out for this, obviously get this game, I'm going to be playing it on
Losing Bravo.
on YouTube Gaming and streaming it as well.
Enemy took Bravo.
And we're also gonna play quite a bit of games during that, after we do our time after the DLC comes out, but or on the day it comes out. But I think that the PS4 is the main system for Call of Duty. I think it's mainly because the thing is about the Xbox One is that it doesn't really handle that much, and well, only sometimes it will handle really good, but
We lost Charlie.
I'm not talking crap on it. I'm just saying how it differentiates from other
Friendly lightning
from
strike
other, what do you
inbound.
call it? From other systems, like let's say the Wii U, for example. I know that some people might hate the Wii U, but it is still a good console, mainly because it is the colors. Mainly because the colors run good. I accidentally said that wrong, but whatever. It runs smoothly, and it does really good on
Losing Bravo.
how it
Friendly
works with
Hellstorm
third
inbound.
party. I don't know.
She's down.
Even though they're separate from
Looking good.
a lot of games that are
Bravo.
on other consoles, but it is still a good system,
We lost Bravo.
and that's why I think the Wii U is good.
UAV inbound.
I don't know what we're even talking about
Get ready for the next round.
at this point, but I guess that's it for guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys possibly tomorrow.